Hi students, welcome to lesson 9-1, Fractions and Division. Our I can statement today says, I can understand how fractions are related to division. Please take a moment, write down your lesson title and the I can statement. Press pause if you need to. We have no new vocabulary words today because in the past unit, we've been working with fractions with multiplying them. So we already are very familiar with numerator and denominator and the types of problems we're doing. So no new vocabulary. Our problem today says 4 people want waffles for breakfast. There are 6 waffles left. How many waffles can be shared equally among 4 people? How much does each person get? It says draw a picture and write a division expression to model the problem. Well, the first thing I need to do, because this is a word problem or a story or novel problem, I need to understand the information in the problem. So I'm going to use cubes to help me understand that. I'm going to circle important information. So I know I have 4 people that want waffles, and we have 6 waffles left. And we're wanting to know how these 6 waffles can be shared equally among 4 people. We need to know how much each person is going to get when we share them equally. And it's asking us to draw a picture and write a division expression. It's already given us the 6 waffles down below right here. So we're going to be able to, instead of having to draw those ourselves, I'm just going to divide those up. So you're going to want to divide those waffles to be able to show it with picture form, but you're also going to need to write a division expression. So that's like a division problem to be able to solve this. So right now I want you to give this a go on your own. Try dividing those waffles out using a picture to figure out how many waffles each person would get, and then try to write a division expression to show that, so we can show how it can be solved both ways. When you're finished doing that, go ahead and hit play, and then I'll show you how I did it. Okay, so thanks for trying your best, even though this might be a little bit of a challenging problem because this is our very first lesson of the topic. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at these waffles that are on my screen. They've given us 6 waffles in the picture, and I know I'm going to need to divide those so that 4 people can equally have them. So we have the 6 waffles here. I'm going to start by dividing these 6 waffles into 4 pieces, kind of like they were an Eggo waffle. Just like so. Now that I have these pieces divided into fourths, I could group and count these to be able to know, how many pieces each person was going to get. So the first person would get a piece, the second person, the third, the fourth, the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and I would just do this. I'd kind of label who was going to get each piece of the waffle. And you might have done this a different way. This was just the way that made sense to me since I can't actually physically divide them up and give them to people. And then I just count how many ones there were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that person would get 6/4. Each person is going to get 6/4 of a waffle. We count those up. We count up your person number 2, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your person number 3, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. And if you're person number 4, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. So when we look at this as 6/4, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to try to write a division problem for this. So I've got 6 waffles that I'm trying to divide into 4 equal groups. Now, I want us to remember whenever we write a fraction, the fraction bar between our numerator and denominator means the same thing as division. So if I am dividing 6 by 4, I could write this just like this. Now that tells us that each person is getting 6 pieces of 1/4 of the waffle, but couldn't I change this improper fraction into a mixed number, and then I know how many total waffles each person was going to get? And I can do that by dividing 6 by 4. 4 will go into 6 one time. Going to subtract, and get 2/4 left over. So each person would get 1 2/4 waffle. But based on our previous topics of our fractions learning, we know that 1 2/4 is not in its simplest form. So we have to simplify it. And I would simplify 1 2/4 by dividing my numerator by 2 and dividing my denominator by 2. So I'm going to get 1 1/2. So each person, each of the 4 people, would get 1 1/2 waffles. Each person gets 1 1/2 waffles. Okay, let's take a look and see some other strategies for how you could have worked this problem. So let's talk about Victor's strategy, and Victor draws the circles, which we didn't draw our waffles, but they were already provided for us, and he divided them into 4 equal parts just like we did. There were 24 pieces in all, so he thought about this a little differently than me. He looked at all the total pieces and then divided those total pieces by 4. That's a great way to think of this. And that's going to tell him that every person is going to get 6 pieces, or 6/4 of the waffle, and he converted that improper fraction of 6/4 into 1 1/2 waffles. Even though we thought about this part of the problem a little differently, we still had correct thinking about it, and we still got the correct answer of 1 1/2 waffles, or 6/4 waffles. Gabrielle's work, it shows how she wrote a division expression to express the problem. So for Gabrielle, she didn't really need to write out or draw those waffles and divide them up. She just knew she was dividing 6 waffles into 4 different groups. And she knew that this fraction bar right here means the same thing as division. So it's 6 divided by 4. So she did the same thing we did. She divided 6 by 4, and she got 1 2/4, and then she simplified that and got 1 1/2. So she too found that each person gets 1 1/2 waffles. So even though our strategies were a little bit different, she didn't need to use the picture to divide it out. She still got the same answer. So at this point, I would like for you to please write out a summary of your thinking that includes the steps that you went through. So I want you to explain how you divided the waffles, how you wrote that division expression, how we got an improper fraction, how we converted that improper fraction to a mixed number, and then how you simplified. And also, we don't want to forget what our secret word is. Our secret word for today is the word football. So please write the word football at the top of your paper near the title of your lesson. Thanks for working hard today, and be ready to share your summaries tomorrow.